Good morning. Or whatever it is, wherever you are. So I must have... Alright, I copied schedule, which didn't have a whole lot of other UI. And this might not have a whole lot of other UI itself. Oh. We must have copied... Was there really that much here? Oh, right, we've all the data stuff. Get text width. But ports don't exist. Unless we hook something up to them. What are you part of? You're part of that. Did I open the wrong folder? No. Oh, no, I'm referencing that directly from there, even though we don't. Something like that might be there. View. So we don't know what you're going to be. Maybe. And of course, this doesn't disappear nicely. All right, so I had some notes set up. UI would be nice if we had any other interface, like searching or something. Which I guess for this might be a nice thing. I don't know if that'll get in the way of trying to do full screen stuff, though. Or rather, probably too different trying to interact with the SVG. Oh, you're a particular... You are a particular... MD Griffith. And I'm going to need to look at another app to see how that all lays out. That might take out some of this. And ideally, it would take out some of the styling as well. What is a... We know the map is an UI app, although it's going to be a little bit different. Okay, so you are document, and this is still HTML at that level. No, we do have a theme class. And you don't have that same style footer. Who does? A stream credits on UI? And you've still got some CSS too. Wait, where's the layout then? Oh, inside. Okay, I did do a top level HTML. Because I needed that. Oh, because I had to put the style in somewhere. Doing it that way. Maybe. Well, having it there was kind of just a convenience. To have it all in one file. So that's all stuff we have to revisit. You don't do that. You do that, don't you? And if I have those icons, then that means we essentially have this. Okay, so that means you're not quite the same. Oh, this goes away. Yep, still messed up. So our top ideally should be layout. Does LMUI even have a class? I think I might be trying to avoid that stuff. Nope. You are the map, view. So we do still have a theme class of sort. So in order to do that, well, I guess we have to do the same thing for ID too. Now top, we might be able to take out some of the stuff that was doing with UI stuff, maybe? Now, I don't know if that actually creates the top level attribute. Nope, I need... Yeah. I don't even know if we need that. And... well, we could probably just... what's the HTML import? So HTML is not going to be that. It's going to just be exposing... well, that's going to mess up all of our code, but it might conflict with element. Yep. Which means we can't... well, I could fully qualify layout, which is the only thing we have going right now. Or just layout. And HTML attribute. In the list, what's the thing? Okay, it's just HTML. Element. Shouldn't element.html deal with that? Yeah, you actually don't produce messages. I just had to have a type. Oh, no, you're in the wrong area. Oh, does layout only take a single? But it got 3. Right. Well, unless you fix some of the full element problems. Now, I don't know if we need the well, I'd probably have to do some stuff. Now, do I have a version of this? So it's not going to be Not going to be map. Ah, because you had some auth stuff. That's why you were model. Now you see, there was some font size stuff here that I don't have replicated here. And once again, we don't technically have this yet. Now wait. No, you've got icons. We might have to tweak our icon. I see you're still element.html. Is that something that we can expose at this point? Oh, once again, type. You don't actually need that. Right, well, we should be running out of stuff that would be just straight up HTML at this point. And then this gets into alternate declarations. Yes, the declaration on icon. And you don't have to be converted. All right, display footer. Oh, okay. Now what this was, well, it might in fact need to clip. And then you actually don't have anything yet. HTML attributes we don't need anymore. We might need HTML.attributes, but not with anything exposed. This also isn't the exact background color we want, although certainly Hades will be dark. I actually feel like it might in fact be black. And I don't know if this would even have theme support per se. And this is probably going to be some kind of Twitch purple, which we don't necessarily want. Yeah, so if we don't have themes, well, there's the links. We could probably define these up front, though. Although I'm not sure, actually, offhand, what like the typical font color in Hades is. Well, let's detail work. Things we want to know right now. Probably the schedule is still going to be somewhat relevant, because that drew SVG, and we want to do that and then see if we can zoom in it. This would either display it or not display it. That might be a problem for us. Also, width 100 height auto. I don't know if that's a thing. And this is actually to a submodules, which is getting these arguments, and using that to draw stuff to that screen size. I'm not sure how that's actually going to work out. No, and the graph was actually pelted internally. Although having the SVG stuff isolated might be kind of nice. Well, you still had a few bits for the icons. Assuming SVG even ends up working out for us. Ooh, we are going to need some types we can talk through, though. Really? What are you? Ah, yes. All of the configuration stuff. which will probably eventually be a thing. Style is the color palette. Event, we'll have to get into and get into actual data structures for things. Oh, is collage what we were using? And then SVG, well, in SVG's an attribute. SVG explicit. This may be because I was trying to size it to the screen. Now, the collage stuff could still be useful here, but that means we're going to have to figure out what that was and bring it in. This does say interactive. Still 18. Elm install. Elm collage. Basics extra, fabulous. And I don't know how much of these we actually need. Let's see, SVG might have been for some custom stuff. Time. I mean, if we assume that this is going to grow over time, and this might be a mostly empty. In fact, it might be completely empty right now. Assuming we might need to do some attributes. Oh, and there's where we need SVG and SVG.attribute. Well, SVG attribute anyway. Or is svg.attribute actually part of svg? Yeah, it would have to be svg.attributes if that was the case. And I guess it's fine for you to do straight up HTML instead of bringing in element, because you have to go through HTML to convert to element anyway. And then we were actually decomposing that, which maybe I can do that. So that's like the labels. Oh, it's your own little thing. And then this is the part that gets explicit. SVD's attributes.viewBox. Is stack the main? No. Display scale. Oh, each day is going to be a block, probably. Events on day. So we need something very, very simple here. Path trace, text rendered, image, HTML, HTML. Shape, filled, outline, styled. Opposite side of the origin. Shift, scale, rotate, opacity, group. Let's see, the overall shape of this is going to be like a circle of, we're not really sure what size. It probably going to have to be large units. I forget if I was able to do unit coordinate system before. That might have had problems with text rendering. Which case I am going to have to pass some height width stuff in. Or we just have to pick a scale for it and then scale it back down. All right, and then our view. An attribute list and a property list. Oh, I didn't actually do anything to the circle. We have to like fill it or stroke it or. And you were technically producing HTML. Oh, you didn't have an HTML type. Yeah, that's a shape. The shape has to be converted into a collage, which may have to be converted into something else. Let's just delist. Must be segment. Is that traced? Filled, outlined, styled. Fill style shape, line style shape, fill style, and line style. I guess it'd be outlined. Well, you know what his line style is. Oh, turning paths into collages and shapes. Fill styles, line styles. Solid black. Oh, you have a width, which, I don't know. A fill style, which, wait, did you have a... Huh? There's 0.1 from something. Filled uniform red. It's filled fill style. We still need... Still need a fill style. Transparent or uniform or color, or a color. I think you imported a color module. Color exposing color. And then all of these were technically specified elsewhere. Okay, I guess it did. This doesn't even tell me if it's an indirect dependency. But that means it should be an elm.json. Is AV4H elm color. Boon charts this to be an HTML message. So we have to do something else to finalize that. That's just a list. Oh, but that goes through stack. So this is overlaying those things on top of each other. Oh, and then collage.render, but there is... Oh, maybe all rendering is through there. SVG box. What did I have to add besides the box? Maybe it didn't allow negatives? Well, there's view... It's view box. Hmm. See, so SVG didn't require anything extra. Oop. Parallel dev sites, always getting reloaded. So that might just be too small. Okay, yes, it was just too small. So we're going to have to figure out how we do sizing. This is probably actually going to be quite large. And then we need to shrink it down. Okay, now, can we use our other little zoomer, or is that going to mess with Elm? Okay, so I had included that here. Well, that was some progress on getting something rendering. So we kind of have full page view. We have zooming as a point of work. We brought in the footer, so we brought in that stuff. All right, SVG Pan Zoom. And it looks like it's honestly a min. Now, does this have to be activated, or does it just grab anything? Okay, it must have to be activated somehow. And we were just grabbing any old SVG. And this was assuming it was pre-rendered, though. So this might have to be a port. Or we have to do something with, well, I don't remember if I deferred grabbing for the map, or if it did attach to something and we were able to somehow adopt that. But probably there's going to be no SVG there. Oh. Okay, now this is without. Now this puts the controls off the bottom though, which is weird. Maybe it has to do with like the initial size versus. It's like it wouldn't have had the correct initial size when it started up. Oh, this is. The question is, what happens? Well, does that preclude clicking and interaction events? And does that. Well, this is not good. So can we, absent that, get UI to position that nicely? So we'd sized it there. It might be kind of big. Although really, as long as we're big enough for decent sized fonts, we're probably okay. Well, I was doing a 0.1 line for something, wasn't I? Oh yeah, that is tiny. Maybe I was zoomed in. That would be a bunch of scale operations. Scale to width. Maybe I was doing. Well, and this could have unequal scales too. Scale x width. For that, we'd need to grab that width and draw it to exactly that size. And then how are we doing font sizing? How are we doing text? Label? Text.size, text.color, round size. Or it's just a text size. So we were drawing it, well, I have to remember how this goes. Label widths. So we've got a question of absolute visibility versus, and we don't have any scaling on right now, versus at a distance. Right, we kind of need our initial size to be better. So column height fill, width fill, boon chart. What kind of attributes do you take though? Now you see your SVG attributes. Which are basically HTML attributes. So width 100% didn't really do anything for you. Now you do have a calculated width and height. Did you not get the compile? Am I not using those? Indeed. Where do we apply that stuff? Oh, SVG explicit, to which we can append attributes. Oh, I had to do SVG explicit to append attributes. And then I had to reproduce viewbox, which means I might not get the automatic viewbox on that. But this one had an explicit width and height. And a very interesting coordinate system. Now, what is viewbox? That might be the area to look at. Well, oh. Okay, so you do need a view box. These probably aren't quite right. No. Well, the graph is larger. I might need to make everything a little bit smaller here. No. Now this seems weird. I don't remember what I had going on there that required that. Okay, so yes, there's something going on there. Okay, so that looks like 0 is 0. Now is... That's actually in the SVG module. Although it probably relates pretty closely to actual SVG syntax. Nope. Min. Huh. So I switched 0 to y. But, okay, so this would have been correct, but I guess we'd also need to do that. This is all list processing. Oh, because we kind of got halfway through this stuff. Oh, is that just like around us now? It's not just around us, no. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's circle 100 within width 1,000. Maybe you need more like 500 if it's 1,000? Yes, and probably we need to actually a little bit more padding. So really we would need like Well, if that's the radius of the circle. Oh, there we go. Okay, that seems... Oh, no, actually, you need to be times 2. No. How does this work in terms of thinking in unitaries? Well, some of the line thickness stuff might be easier to think of absolutely. So probably the view box has to be in absolute coordinates. So what if this was just 0.9? And then collage, scale, might depend on where we scale this. Oh, we have to convert that first, so I'm not going to be able to transpose that width anyway. Okay, so we're doing things a little bit differently with width and bottom. We're doing width wide and auto there. Now, should this be, well, is it width and height or offset? Min, oh no, min, width and height. All right, now what does our scalar do to that? That actually looks like the default SVG size. So I guess that was just interacting with it in some other weird way. So we kind of do need to be able to either need to be able to defer that or somehow maintain element identity. Now what, well, with LMUI, maintaining element identity could be a problem. Okay, this must be an LMUI style block and another style block, because I think I took mine out. Then we have an unidentified top level, SVG ID graph. And that's got to be, well, it was done in footer, so yes, that's that. I can do things to make Elm probably maintain identity. I don't know if we can do that from the get-go here. Good morning. Thank you. So body, top. There's another anonymous div there. I might have to wait until it's set up. Then I might be able to get, well, we are rendering this, so it's not quite the same as the map. Or just put a div there and leave it alone. So the cheap and dirty way to do this would be to do something like this. Oh. Okay, so it's cutting it down even though it now should, in theory, know the size of the element. I wonder if that's the height auto. Not by itself, no. However, so that works to an extent, but we lost the controls. They're not even there. Oh, actually, we knew they were getting cut off before. Huh. Now I'm trying to think if there's an easy way to get back to where that worked. Because I've done a whole bunch of stuff. There's a reset plus minus, which, I mean, I guess if you got a zoom wheel, you don't need it. But it does kind of provide feedback that it is an interactable thing. Now, I guess the other possibility is that, well, no, because I'm activating it later, so it shouldn't get erased by UI. It's probably even there. It's just invisible. So I think that's UI, all footer stuff. So is that adding it directly to the SVG? Yeah, Pan Zoom controls. They're just in a really awkward spot. Oh, you know what? These are HTML attributes. Do we actually need to be bigger enough? Okay, when it pops up, they sort of show up down there. But that appears to be... Maybe it's based... Oh. But that wasn't any good. I wonder if we're just... Is the graphic too close to the edge? Okay, I don't think we need to wait that long. I don't even know if we need to wait, given that we've now kind of found it. No, we don't need to wait. Is this getting cut off, though? Does this need to be smaller? No, that doesn't really make a difference. Does it not like my coordinate system? I needed some kind of U-box, didn't I? Unexpected parentheses. Ah, okay, so actually we do sort of need one of these. Oh. My view box is messing it up. No, wait a minute. That's not like wildly out of view. Because we don't, probably because we don't have hide auto. Or maybe it was just too small. Okay, I guess we run with that for now. It's a very, very big chart, so the amount we can... Yeah, that's, if that's going to be the entirety of the thing, then that's sufficient zoom back. Well, surprisingly, that's working with it so far. Now, is there anything we can do? There's max? Which way is this? Well, there's fit true. That must be that way. Okay, that makes no difference. And we were on this. So I almost have to include other stuff out at the edge to keep it from going all the way there. And so I think that this thing is fixing... Did we say the view box was the problem? Oh, right, that's right. It was the thing that was messing up the position of the controls. Because they don't expect us to be using that coordinate system. So is that... No, that doesn't fix it either. Whatever's default is what they expect. But we know that the base image without that is like up in the corner. Which means that we have to do some tweaking here. So that's all transform. Within its local space. What's its local space? Its local space is 1, 1 at that point. Now, to verify exactly what that's doing. Actually, what I should probably do is... get that set up so we can do a single line. Okay, so that is large and in the corners. That's not what we want. Well, the large is just a factor of how we're doing it. I still... Does that mean that has to be after the scale? No. Here I thought I was in unit space. Now, it might be all the way around me, so... Okay. So one of these should operate in like unit space. That's not doing anything. That's on an even shift. Moving its local origin. Oh, maybe since there's no... Maybe it's like auto... Well, it did move it over some. Maybe since there's no other things to be relative to, it's kind of like getting recentered all the time. What did we do over here? We did an array to a stack to a render. So that should leave it basically unchanged. Oh no. Layout. Am I calling it a rectangular? What are the distances to the envelope edges? It's only a single float, interestingly enough. And all four. I guess it's just like the upper edge. Oh, in a particular direction, okay. Calculate the width, calculate the height. Oh, you've got some layout stuff too. That's what stack is part of. Calculate a point. Well, okay, that might be handy. Did I just import layout last time? Maybe I only imported stack. No, I just imported layout. And what I wanted to do here was that, actually. Well, okay, so that's not necessarily helping. We wanted an absolute reference point. Is it rect or rectangle? Must be rectangle, because I was on whole word. Float, float. I could potentially debug the stack here too. And you are going to have to be something. You might need to get scaled though. Yeah, because that's exactly the same position. Which is weird. Oh, or maybe that's the stack. Oh, yeah, actually I see it down here, I think. What's the center point? Oh. Has to be after there. Why is the circle... Oh, because that's total width, total height. The circle is radius. So actually, I guess... Depends on how you want to think about the size here. A radius 0.5 might actually make sense if we're trying to fit within a space. Now, if we take the... Does this change the... Where's the stack rectangle? It might be overlapped with the rectangle. What if I put you at like... Again, I'll just scale you differently, but... All right, let the stack get shrunk to fit. So if I want the box... that is like the boundary... Now, the rectangles are also put there. Now that we have multiple shapes, why does 100, 100 do it unevenly? Oh, it must be over and up, because, okay. Okay, I disagree with the way they've done scaling. Within its local space, within its local space. Maybe I have to make a group of it to get... Well, no, there's no way to get the local coordinates of that. Because in like a Canvas API, it matters whether you shift scale or scale shift. Oh, I wonder if this is shifts versus transforms. Well, that significantly reduces the benefit of operating in a local scale space. I guess you can still use it for sizes and widths. So we have a positive up coordinate system. That's another thing with relative transforms. You can do that flip. Well, I might want that anyway. Just because it's putting us in the top corner, I just assumed that would be the direction of the coordinate system. So it doesn't matter where this goes. because we can't do contextual transforms unless it does something different in a group. Can shift rotate. Well, would you then be operating in like the outer coordinate system, so to speak? Well, I guess if you scale the entire group, then any of its shifts would have to be scaled. But we'd always have to like shift it in its coordinate system, group it, and then scale it? Oh, you want a list. Is there an easy way to do that? Okay, that didn't seem to go well. Okay, that's, oh, I did get these backwards. 0.5, negative 0.5. Right, that's the outline of the circle itself, not of the group the circle's in. We would have to, oh, I guess because there's nothing else actually in the group. It's only taking the geometry within the group. Okay, so the thing we have to do the rectangle would be, we need to have it operating in a nice thing like that. Singleton group, scale. That's the center point of something. Maybe that's the stack, or it's the origin point, so to speak. Actually, I don't see a center origin for anything else. Maybe because we've shifted it. So if I did that. Oh, it's very, very large at that point. Well, yeah, it got scaled way the heck up. Oh, if it's drawing that in an absolute size, I guess that could be a challenge. All right, so that's our frame. That's where we're putting everything. And I guess some of this maybe we want to do some of this as a final step. Now, if this isn't really radius, if it's the size. No. Well, here, do I want to do, well, I mean, this is kind of my radius here, so do we even care about radius then? Or we could just pick height or width. Now, I guess one problem with this is we've had some problems with the debugs down here. Ooh. What happened there? Okay, we shifted again. Oh. Right, so this is wider than the screen, and we'll count on the zoomer to fix that. But if we did debug on this, our experience was red screen. Well, was that layout stuff? Yeah, I guess we could probably arrange to do more scalable versions of that stuff. All right, then index. All right, so now that's just kind of a, actually if we've got debugging on, that basically covers that rectangle, except I think it's auto scaling. Yeah, it's shrinking the envelope. Now, I might be able to make an invisible rectangle. Thank you. No, isn't there something that was like padding? And it's not even really showing a whole lot yet, but calculates the envelope, composition, stacking, their origin position stacked onto the out of page X. Okay, yeah. The envelope of 4 will be forgotten, and back will be used to calculate the envelope of the resulting collage. Okay, well that could be somewhat useful. Create an empty collage of the given width and height. Okay, so that's just for doing this stuff. It has an empty. Envelope in all directions are equal. Aligning on the base anchor. Collage center point. I wonder if... Well, these just calculates. Well, this is stacking, so it's not like just placing. Oh, no, no, this is shifting. So align. I guess I can use these functions. Oh, but the way this calculates the envelopes, my smaller circle does not have the, I can't just use a line like that. As long as I've got this rectangle here, I might be able to use it like that. Align to wherever it's at. So that would be... Line top left. Yeah, so that does basically the same thing. Now, wasn't there a thing? This is layout again. Filled, outline, styled. Wasn't there some sort of empty? There's opacity. Transparent fill. That has to be color. Okay, so that gives us a bound. We've got our little debug thing on. I guess I could have made my own rectangle the dotted line. It would have about the same effect. And, well, we're still passing some attributes to it. Do they matter in our current state of things? Oh, there's the ID. I forget if we're still doing some stuff to that. Yes, that still matters. Now, this doesn't seem to be putting it out of proportion, thankfully. Although, maybe I've got a very even... Nope. Not throwing it out of proportion. Although, I'm not thrilled with the fact that that doesn't react to resizes. Maybe we can replace that later. All right, so we've got something that's basically there. Oops, didn't really need that. Maybe we want to turn that back on sometime, and guess I don't really need that. So this is all frame. Attributes are that. This stuff would probably be deeper down. All right, so there's some basic calculations we're going to be doing. There's going to be a lot of just kind of mathing things out and kind of symmetry, and maybe I'll want to use the number to make that easier. But having the actual data to iterate through might be good. So where do we put stuff? We had proc, we had output. Was this the condensed one? Okay, that's got name, it's got trait, it's got icon. So we can try pulling this in and see if it's like not too super painful. Traits or trait? I guess for me, our main interface is going to be like traits.decode, which is what we're going to be working with. Don't know what we have here yet. This is just going to be types right now. And I might, maybe I'll regret some of this structure, but since these are basically data, I don't think it's going to be super useful to define like an enum for like Zeus upgrade. If I was doing stuff, if I was typing stuff out in Elm, perhaps. So that's probably just a dict. I don't know if I want to keep this structure. A god has a loot color. Oh, we have some different conventions here. A color, which maybe we want to convert that to actual colors. And then a traits. So these are like their direct traits. This is just to be a string identifying it. Like an ID almost. So string, 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 that's maybe not super useful, but now you see, then I did this as a superset. Maybe that helped me out doing the Lewis stuff, but what does that look like here? Maybe trait just has like a prereqs. Which can be one of and this is where we probably would like to have something to the effect of type alias. Well, we already got a thing called trait. And if I wrapped that, I don't think it would be comparable. We might want to use these as keys somewhere. Now, I guess properly these could be sets. I don't know if we really get anything from being precise about that. I guess that is called a set. I'm never sure what's default imported. I think set is not. Oh, so in the raw data, we have traits and we have linked upgrades. And we've been, to an extent, using the linked upgrades thing to easily find ones that have requirements. Oh, and I guess technically we should have to have requirements none. Which we could do by filter. Yeah, I'm not yet sure how I want to use this. Oh, so the other thing about linked upgrades, they aren't necessarily tied to a single god. Although we've currently got them listed as such. The duos are kind of ambiguous. There might be some further derived data I need to do before we really get what we want out of this. I guess the easiest thing to do will be to do this as is the data for now. Do we want to have a different type for that? Could probably use different decoders for though. Because I want to be looking for a one over one of one from each, the other won't. I guess you can do one of test test null. Traits.decode. You're pretty much going to need to be able to talk about every type here. Now, the traits module might eventually want to hide more stuff. Okay, so this is going to be a document of a dict. And I guess this is going to return a dict of those types. Is a decoder of Anchor actually is addictive. You just don't use it too much because you're generally encouraged to use more specific structures, but data-wise... No, oh, I guess I might eventually be linking up some... might eventually be doing some manual layout. But then again, it might also be database layout. All right, now this is going to be, and this is where the way this works, order unfortunately matters. Well, okay, it's convenience order matters. See, none of these are going to be terribly long as is. We can just do map. Note color string, traits. Yes, the list trait. Original might have been keys. All right, that leaves us, we need a trait decoder. All right, and you are specifically a map 4. And you are specifically a map 4. All right, so that's going to be the complicated one. I just want to pull that out because it's going to get complicated. And we've got a type for it. One of. Oh, you're technically a set, aren't you? Oh, we need to do a map in here somewhere. It's only parentheses, isn't it? I guess it doesn't matter where we map it. And then we need set. It takes a list. So it's a decoder of A to be like set or like list. So we have to do list of decoder. That's a decode map. But it's from list. This might have been a useful thing to do a test suite for, although the test is like the file. Okay, well that will make it actually touch it compile-wise. So we'll find all our immediate problems. Oh, okay. That was it for immediate problems. I didn't have any fetching support here, did I? Browser URL. No, it's HTTP. We have messages. Which, did we even alias? We did alias traits. These are pretty much going to be like all core types for this app. Possibly we could list them? But that's like all this file is right now. Okay, so now we have to have an update for that. A slightly different order. Because I think I put UI up top because I was like, oh yeah, we'll just have that. Oh, this can succeed or fail. Right, it has to be a result because it's going to be HTTP. Unless I did a error abolishment filter through all HTTP stuff. This isn't going to have a whole lot of requests, though. And I haven't hooked up my debug log abolishment either. Is that in you? No, I just already removed it from you. Oh wait, is this, that's schedule from videos again. You are stream credits. Shouldn't this be like measure text? Oop. I guess that was the only port you had, so you never really had to identify sections. Which we still haven't necessarily used here. We're like, I might do text sometime. You know what? View is V. That's log. So you are not scheduled from videos. Oh, this had centralized HTTP error handling. Because it had to deal with authentication errors. All right, and now for temporary purposes, I just want to see what we got. And this is pretty much going to be a startup thing, but we still want to define a function for it. I don't know if you have any parameters. This is operating through library stuff. So you're not, I guess, a good example. Oh no, http.get, we're using a simplified version. This is not going to be a complicated URL. I got traits. Oh, I need traits to code. And then on our init, this will probably become a batch at some point. Oops. What? What'd I do here? Oh. Oops. Decoder of JSON.decode has a one of in it somewhere. Is that in the error message? I wonder if I can alias around that, or just do it for this one specific thing. Oh, technically the namespace would be traits, even though it's a subtype of requirements. Argument is indeed a list. All right, we forgot to do map. How did that ever work before? Like all this stuff is not used. Won't actually check it. Oh, I probably imported the code before, which is the actual code. Ah, so we have to declare that this is set comparable to be able to use with... Oh, because it's a set. Yeah, okay, that would make sense. It would have to be comparable. Ah, so you have to be a succeed. Bad body. I thought I had done a JSON parse check on this. I loaded it into a browser. I was putting an object with a field named icon. Oh, was Athena upgrade the one that didn't have an icon? So it didn't get put into the file. Oh, there's a... Neither of these have icons. Right. Well... Those do technically give you persistent abilities, so they would show up in the... Yeah, those have different icons. And I forget which of these was like the default icon. So why don't you have icons? Let's see, is any of the other stuff that I kind of exposed or exported? GUI animations. That's maybe where icons come from? That was a converted value. So we're saying last stand. No. There are indeed some icons here. Why did I need you, though? Oh, maybe it's not even listed here. No. Why did I need you? A stand heal trait. Okay, so that gives you the display name and the text is there, but this is not icon. Now, I know I had the icons at, we'd be using it there too. Trait icon. If not, return this. GUI animations. I guess it's just animations. Which should have a name. Oh, right. It's actually, you get something else that's a symbol. And then you have to, yeah, Athena, blah, 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 blah. Look it up in here. So where does that come from? Is that in the trait info? And actually, trait data, I think I was grabbing directly from Hades. Well, there's trait data. Last stand heal trait. Icon. Boon Athena 12. Okay, small or large. We should have... They both translate to large. So why are you not being found there? Large. And this was cross-referenced to trait data. There's another last stand. Last stand duration, which has Boon Athena 11. Oh no, wait, these are drops. What are you? Is this like a meta trait that they use to track when it's eligible? It's not used as a prereq in the actual linked upgrades. Oh, it's a consumable. Are you the only one with consumables? Random minor loot drop. I guess that means they can repeat? Healing potency can repeat. Harvest boon drop can repeat. Thanasis gift. Oh, okay. But yeah, those have no information here. Well, they have to have information somewhere because they have icons. Maybe they're in a different file for consumable stuff? This is less than... Oh, I wonder... Do they auto-convert drop to trait? Oh, boon requirement. No, that's text. Poseidon picked up minor loot trait. Oh, this is the only place this ever shows up. Okay, so bad example. He do the healing potency trait. Acquired. Okay, so last stand is like the underlying thing. Now, there's some stuff with where it sets an icon type. ARGs. Unit, current run hero. Extra chance replenish. Extra plants replenish meta upgrade. Huh. So the last stand actually ended up not being a good thing here. A good search term. Last stand heal fraction. Last stand healing text. Consumable data. So this must be the well. Healing potency. It's a healing potency drop. That's what we're searching for. It's the last stand drop. A stand duration drop. Required false trade duration. Oh, we can only have one of those? Base consumable, tier 1 consumable. And then this has the required one of traits. So actually the requirements for this are in a different file. Gain less than presentation. Icon, extra life Athena. Function args. Last stand meta upgrade shield. I guess something else handles the a less than heal drop, less than heal trait. So something converts this to a trait. I'm not sure if they like do that by string substitution or I don't know, trait name. Oh, add last stand, add trait to hero. No arguments. So you can only get these once. And yet they're consumable, so I don't know. Maybe they need this extra code to add the stuff to it. So we have to go into consumable data to look up the specific consumable things. In order to get their prerequisites. Yeah, there's no information about that, even though it's a linked upgrade, so to speak. Huh. So that's been missing from all of our charts. They probably just kind of ended up floating out as unprereqed things. Okay, well. We could make the icon a one of nothing for now. Or I guess that's basically a maybe. But that turns it into a maybe type. So we would have to... Can there be a default? Nullable to a maybe. Decoder of maybe. Okay, that's traits. So we proved out the rest of our code. Load data. Consumable data.lua. Also requirements. And then there's how much we want to get into the drop versus the trait. Because like the drop is listed as a thing the god can offer, but you can get the trait that has, well, that one has a trait. Like Poseidon's things? Random minor loot. Yeah, that doesn't have a require false. Well, it does have an add trait to hero. Poseidon picked up minor loot trait, which I think that is a prereq for some other stuff. Picked up minor loot, yeah. Room reward bonus trait. Poseidon picked up minor loot trait. Force Poseidon boon. Okay, then that is the that's the conch shell. So I guess you have to look at these to see if they're repeatable. Required false trait. So that one's harvest boon drop. required false trait, harvest boon trait. Dionysus gift. Required false trait. Yeah, so I think Poseidon's the only one that's repeatable. Maybe the loots are also tied into some of this stuff. All right, we did the logging because of the request. We did traits, decode. Public traits. That file's going to change. It's technically a kind of data, but it's fairly static data. And I guess on that front, I could almost convert it to Elm and just have it be part of the code. I know it's going to change at least once. That shouldn't actually change too much about it. I may also want to completely rewrite it, but I guess that would give you matching data if you were trying to go back in history. All right, so top item next time. We have to go back to our data export and possibly do a data convert on consumable. Wait, what did I? I'm trying to remember why I had to like copy files and export them and stuff. So I should just be able to load that one, right? Oh, it was the SJSONs that I had to do all the conversions on. That's right. This was a consumable data.lua, so probably I just have to import it. But that's it for now. Thanks for support for subscribers. I'll be back in the afternoon to see what's going on in 1 Hour, 1 Life. That's when I'm usually on. Goodbye for now.